That's that me espresso. I swear that song came out like a year ago and it is still stuck in my head. Okay, let's dive into our weekly mortgage rate forecast for the week of July 8th, 2024. As usual, let's start with a recap of last week. Rates were volatile, as expected, moving higher early in the week before falling after the Independence Day holiday. Despite more new jobs created last month than expected, most of the week's jobs data pointed to a softening labor market, supporting the idea that the Fed could be cutting rates come September. And now for this week's forecast. Rates are expected to get at least a little better this week as inflation data shows inflation continues to move lower. However, there is risk if we get a surprise increase in inflation, it could push rates higher. But I guess that's always a risk, right? And finally, let's talk about what's affecting rates this week. The first is the Fed. Fed Chair Powell will testify on the economy in front of Congress this week, as he does twice a year. If his comments lead markets to believe the Fed is likely to cut rates this year, it will help hold rates at these levels or even improve them. And lastly, we have inflation data. Consumer inflation data comes out on Thursday, and it'll have the biggest effect on rates this week, with wholesale inflation data coming out on Friday. If inflation continues to show signs of cooling, it will support Fed rate cuts later this year and help mortgage rates. And that wraps up our weekly mortgage rate forecast. I hope you all have an incredible week, and as usual, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself or our team here at SRK Capital if you have any questions.